Shouts out to Babcock.
Watch that shit.
Season 3, man, that is crazy. Yo, we're back and it feels amazing. Is it just me?
I was saying it's like a high school reunion.
It's unreal.
It has
It's
that
unreal.
vibe. It has that vibe.
1000%.
We should play the Mace Welcome Back song.
You just
You
gave
got
me
that?
an idea, dude.
Have you watched the Mace and the Cameron podcast?
I
Yeah.
have.
I
What?
catch glimpses of it.
Thoughts. I thoughts. I like it. Thoughts.
They keep it overly real all the time.
Yeah, the tempo's a little slow, but it is a little contagious.
I feel
yeah.
like they figured out that whole shorts thing on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like they've cornered that market.
Not to mention it's Cameron and Mace, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Drew, how you doing? I see you got the goatee. You got a different background. You got some Henny in the back. I don't know what's going on. You're auditioning like crazy. I see you're staying on target. Obviously,
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to stay on target, trying to navigate my way through this industry strike. You know, as it's looming and getting deeper into I don't know what month we're at here, but
it's crazy.
Yeah. Lately, the things I'm reading for have been a lot of SOC commercial type things because, as you know, there's not a lot of dialogue going out right now. Nothing's getting written. So, you know, just trying to keep the head above water and stay on target, bro. That's about what it is, man.
Haley posted something on her Instagram about the numbers of the people out of work in the industry. I just sent you the text.
Do you think the porn community was hurt?
Most
I
definitely
don't know.
not.
No, probably not, man. Probably not.
You think there's a writer strike going on there?
Most definitely not.
I think AI can definitely handle those scripts, to be honest.
That's a intuitive thought. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, in September, it says the IATSE members were 170,000 members. SAG-AFTRA was 160,000 members. The WGA, Writers Guild of America, was 25,120 members. That's 355,120 people currently out of work. Conservatively, double that to account for all businesses that provide goods and services to the film industry, and you have about 710,000 people out of work. So almost, I mean, not a million, but it's a lot of people out of work, man. So I hope they can figure out this whole writer strike looming stuff because, you know, there's only so many side hustles that you can do before it's like, come on, man, you know, we got to get back to work at some point.
We should be super busy when things do get back to normal because there should be a backlog of productions waiting to get started, but it's going on longer than I thought, you know what I mean? So, but stay on target, brother. That's all I
Stay
can
on
say.
target. Ryan
What is
Poyle.
it? Plan for the worst, expect the best, or how does it go?
Hey, I think you just made that up.
Hope for the best.
How many people
Oh,
out of
hopefully that's the
that
plan for the
group
worst.
do you think started an OnlyFans?
That's crazy. It's been a minute. No, I'm really trying to think. Who started an OnlyFans.
Well, the chick from Sopranos did.
What?
Right.
Yeah, man. The one daughter, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I know it's Tony Soprano's daughter, right?
I'm pretty sure. I'll tell you right now. The girl who plays Sopranos.
Jamie Lynn Curtis has an OnlyFans.
Dre Donata.
No.
Andrea, the girl who plays Andrea.
That's hilarious.
Whoever that is.
Hey,
She's cute. Look her up.
RP, when was the last time you worked out? Are you guys working out right now?
You're tossing some weight around earlier. I'll say that. Jordan and I started squatting, started a good lifting program. You're going to see us looking like linebackers probably by
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mark that down.
Yeah,
you guys feeling sore?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, you know, the main thing is consistency, right? So it's once you try to make it a habit and force yourself to just make it a part of your lifestyle, after a few months, it'll be part of your lifestyle. So
absolutely,
just stick at it, man. Stick at it.
Since we're on the workout tip, I just want to mention to the panel, I will be taking part in the Tough Mudder this Saturday in Cortland, Ontario.
Oh, hell
That's it's like a 5K event, and it's a series.
Franklin
of
did
running.
this too.
Yeah. So good luck, my man.
So it's not Wipeout, right? That's not.
No. I would love to do Wipeout.
Where's it gonna be? And where?
Cortland, Ontario, or Courtyard, Ontario. One of them. Cortland.
Okay,
Cortland,
right
Ontario.
on,
2
right
hours
on.
from
Sounds
home.
familiar.
Avery, I hadn't heard from you in a long time, man. You saw the Warrior Strong trailer.
I still need to see the movie, man. Send me that shit.
Listen, I get excited, and I wanted to. I sent Jamal. He didn't look at it. I sent Franklin the movie link. He didn't want to see. And you guys are so
No,
Ryan.
I watched.
Oh, you
I watched
did
it in Philadelphia with Kavan. I mean, with Ren.
with Ren
Sick.
Jamal. Yeah. Yes.
I didn't want to say anything, you know.
Good. No. All right. So respect to Ren. Shout outs to Ren. Does he watch the pod?
He
No.
checks it
I'm
out.
okay. Shouts out to the pod. I was gonna send it to Ryan and be like, "Yo, man, you can see a sneak peek," and he was like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna wait, man. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna pay for it." So I appreciate the support, sir.
Well, there's no way
That's a
it's
cheap
coming
shot,
to this
man.
fucking
That felt
city.
like a cheap shot. Well,
Same
paid
thing
for
as
it, man.
Christmas.
Come on.
You know, if you could tell me I could open my presents a week early, I still wouldn't do it. Gotta
Right.
wait till Saint Nick comes down that chimney and drops them off, and everybody else is opening them. That's what makes it feel so good.
Hey, I want to talk real quick. Aaron Rodgers out for the season. NFL. Whoa. That's crazy. Can we just throw up a couple of pictures of Aaron Rodgers and what he had to say afterwards? Check this out.
So big thanks to all those people. So many people reached out who had Achilles injuries, and that was really nice too. Just give me an idea of what to expect, what worked for them in rehab, what didn't work. So that was pretty important.
Avery, I know you don't even know football, but you knew that he was coming to New York. No?
Yeah, no, I knew that he left. Only I remember when I went to Green Bay, I wanted to go and ask a bunch of people how they felt about Aaron Rodgers leaving. But clearly, they're all probably fucking partying now because they're like, "Fuck that guy. He shouldn't have left."
That's crazy, man.
Like 100%. If I'm in Green Bay, that's the first thing I'm thinking. Like,
And if I'm not mistaken, they said that he was supposed to be like he went to a psychic or something, and he was only supposed to be on one team, and now he's like he went to New York Jets and then he got injured, so it was like the universe is saying like you're not supposed to be on another team or something like that. I don't know.
Dude,
Weird
when
story I
you
heard.
fuck up, God really lets you know in a hurry. doesn't he?
Wow.
I'm
Absolutely.
telling you. Ryan, Paul, how much did Aaron Rodgers? How much was he scheduled to make this year? How much is he making this year
So I know they owe him. The Jets owe him $75 million guaranteed.
for one season?
Not for one season. This year, I think it's about 50, but I know that he has $75 million coming his way.
Yeah.
One thing
So
about the
$50 million for one series, basically.
for 4
of
plays.
football.
I mean,
And
per play, you're paying him what? That's like 10 mil a play, 12 mil a
that
play.
is wild. That is wild, man.
Because he didn't play 65% of the season, the Packers, the Jets traded a first round and now becomes a second round pick because he didn't play the 65% of the snaps. So Packers, I mean, I guess Jets fans, you're happy about that, but I mean, Packers, Avery said it perfect. I bet you they're just saying karma hit Aaron Rodgers like a bitch, as they say.
Oh my goodness, man.
100%.
That's crazy.
respect.
And shout outs to Jamal real quick. Maca root, the black maca root has been
Might be
working
mine.
for me. It's honestly been clearing my mind before working and writing
Could be me.
and hitting the gym, you know. So
Although
appreciate
ridiculous that is.
I was mentioning to Avery the maca, the black maca root. Jordan he's taking it. I'm taking it. Helps with anxiety. It helps you prioritize like clarity, makes you feel grounded, and helps you put on a shitload of weight.
Nice.
RP, you were talking about and Drew, I want to come to you about the NHL update real quick, because we had the Babcock had a whole thing going on. But RP, Pat McAfee, punter, he was a Pro Bowl punter, and he had millions on the table, and he turned it down to start his podcast. Talk about betting on yourself.
Betting on yourself. I know he's got about $85 million coming his way. He's got that Aaron Rodgers money coming his way from ESPN. So, I mean, to completely, and we were talking about this earlier, having the platform to do so and betting on yourself. You know, we grew up in an era where newspaper was how you got information, then internet, and now everybody else has their own platform to do this. And he passed up on millions because he saw his own vision. So it's great to see Pat McAfee doing big things. He's one of the real ones out there.
Yeah.
And just speaking off of platforms, Dana White just signed a clause where if any of the UFC fighters
You're on the
make
podcast.
make additional money, he gets a chunk of it. So let's say Sean Strickland was to start his own energy drink. Whatever money he makes off of that, Dana White has full rights to take compensation from that.
Well,
So
that's
the new
the
clause.
same kind of deal that Portnoy has. The Barstool CEO
Oh yeah.
has with ESPN. So ESPN bought him out essentially. So it's called ESPN Bet. So Portnoy can't do any betting, but he can still have his podcasts. So essentially, he's saying he will never sell, but if he does, ESPN gets 50% of that. So
Wow.
it's like he bought it back from them for $1, but if he
Yes, I
sells
heard
it,
what yeah.
ESPN gets 50% of that. So
And then
that's
also
pretty
wanted to
crazy.
mention, WWE and UFC are now one holding.
I saw that.
TKO. So if you want to invest in the entertainment, it is now on the stock platform as TKO. So they're trying to decide if there's going to be more like an actual TKO like division. But
Yeah.
right now it's just a stock holding of the UFC and WWE.
To keep on that, Jamal, talk about merging and stuff like that. Did anyone see, and Ryan, we were talking about this, did anyone see Shannon Sharp calling Stephen A. Smith Skip Bayless a few times? I feel like you saw it, Avery?
I seen it. I think I honestly, I don't even believe when they do shit though. Like I
know what you mean. I don't like it's
Stephen A has literally talked about it on things that he's like, what we're doing is entertainment. He's like, beforehand that we go on, it's like I tell you something that we know we have difference of an opinion on, and then we just go at it.
Hey, just a quick shout out to Dwayne Dean on the podcast. This is fam. This
What's
is
going
from
on?
day,
What's going on, brothers?
Day one. We were just talking about Aaron Rodgers, and we were talking about Shannon Sharp calling Skip Bayless's name on First Take with Stephen A. So we'll come to you real quick. Just if you could just tell the people real quick a little about you and why you're on our sports podcast, Below the Rim podcast.
Well, first and foremost, got to shout out the family. So you already know it's been a long time. Just big up to Jamal and Jordan. We grew up for
day one. Wow.
So just a little bit about myself. Obviously, I'm a sports guy. I love basketball. Not really into the football stuff, but I love baseball.
Did you and Jamal and me, we used to get into it a lot back in the day as kids? Go ahead.
Yeah, we used to go at it hard.
That's crazy.
Real hard, man.
So, Dwayne, we want to keep this going, man. Thank you for hopping on, and we're going to keep the show going. Drew, what are your thoughts on that? Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. I think Skip and Shannon, they should have stayed together. Do you think that egos prevailed in this case? And I'll come back. Dwayne, you can answer this. Ryan, Avery, Jamal. I'll give it to the panel after.
When you're in such a long relationship and you suddenly have a new beau, you sometimes make the mistake of calling them the wrong name. I've never made that mistake myself because I know how detrimental that could be. But I understand why Shannon could make that little error, that little mental mishap, if you will.
Little hiccup.
They were together for a long time, man. Skip and Shannon had something really good going. I was sad they split up too, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
That was tough to see that breakup. It just doesn't feel the same. I don't think that they planned this, like Avery said. I think that Shannon Sharp just deep down had such resentment towards Skip, and it's such a name that rolls off the tongue. Skip.
Yeah, true.
Stephen A's got three syllables to it. That doesn't roll off the tongue like Skip.
So true, man.
Avery Adamo, thoughts?
I don't know, man. I said my thoughts. I think that a big portion of their show is clickbait, that they like making sure that they're doing crazy shit all the time so people are entertainment. Like no matter what they're talking about, they feel the need to yell it. So I don't know if I necessarily believe their antics, but I don't know, it's possible. Like I didn't believe the Will Smith slap when it happened.
Wow.
So who am I to say, man?
Hey, I'm with Avery on this
Who am I
one.
to say?
Okay, can we talk about that real quick? Did Will Smith, did you think it was fake?
I thought it was faked initially.
I did too. I really did too.
Yeah, it was
kids
too.
spoken.
You know, when you get heated emotionally, it's not so structured. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And for Chris Rock to not hold his hand, like his face or anything, he was just like, boom.
The way
Perfect.
it happened, like, I don't know, like, I guess if I'm on stage and someone slaps the shit out of me, like, I might not jump them either, but like, I'd probably jump them. Like,
I will say
I'm
this,
not
man.
gonna
My
let someone
feelings
slap
on
the
that,
shit out of me at the Oscars. That's fucked.
insane. With the world watching, man. I remember my initial reaction when it first happened was that you could see Will as Chris Rock was telling this joke, and Will's initial response was that he thought it was funny himself, but he glanced at Jada and saw her fierce look that she was piercing towards Chris. And then Will thought like he had to do something to defend her honor, man. So I don't think it was fake, but I do think Will reacted according to what he thought Jada wanted him to react to. You know what I mean?
let me add. Let me add. Let's not forget Will Smith and Chris Rock was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air together.
True.
Like, they have chemistry. Chris Rock played.
Necessarily means you're homies though.
I know. I get
true.
that.
That's true.
Right.
It's just at that level of Hollywood, it's like you should have some type of professionalism. So that's why I was just like,
do you think so do you think that, all right, Dwayne, I'll come to you and then I'll say my part. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just think with this whole thing, I like when I saw the slap, I was like, yo, that's real. But I think if it was another award show, like, you know, the BET Awards or something like that, he would have gotten away with that shit. Straight up. He would have gotten away with that. Right? But that was the slap that was heard across the world.
You specifically said the BET Awards, though. He wouldn't have got away with that shit. What do you...
Even the TV Awards.
Yo, wasn't it Chris Rock that said that's the only award show where your family's like, hey, be careful. Like, you know?
Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely
I
right.
love my people. I'm just saying, you know, but
like the Hip Hop Source Awards.
No, right, that was some crazy. Remember that fight that they had? It was like 50 Cent and I can't remember who the heck was on there. But yeah, no, what were we talking about? That was a good segue.
I remember Gunplay got into some drama. Was it Gunplay?
Gunplay and like,
okay.
You know what
So sorry, thank you.
We digress.
No, so I want to ask the question though. Did you think there were some rumors or whatever swirling around that Chris Rock was kind of like talking shit about Will Smith, like in the Hollywood circles and stuff like that, or this had been something like that had been going on? So I don't know.
Well, like I was mentioning, I think it was like a initiation. Like, they made it to a next level. So Will Smith had to like embarrass himself a little bit. Chris Rock had to embarrass himself by getting slapped. But now they're on the higher level of Hollywood.
Because you do initiate him by slapping the shit out of him on that.
It's either they embarrass you or they try to, emasculate you.
But Will Smith he's been the top of the top, you know?
You want to hear something interesting? Marlon Wayne said, Eddie Murphy, huge actor, huge success. But Eddie Murphy never had a movie where he saved the world. Wesley Snipes never had a movie where he's always the world.
Well, Blade, he kind of saved the world.
Blade, he saved the city.
He saved the city.
But Will Smith, in the Alien movie, he saved the world. I Am Legend, he saved the world.
So I have a quick question. One more question before we move on to baseball, UFC, Babcock, hockey, NBA. Me and Ryan were talking about this the other day. Tucker Carlson. What are your thoughts about Tucker Carlson? Do you have anything to say? Any thoughts? I just want to know what your opinions are on him, because
what did Tucker Carlson do recently?
I don't know what he's done, but I know he's had some interviews with Ice Cube, and he's had some interviews with Trump and all these people. So I don't know. I'm just curious to know what. I know there are some people that do not like him, and I just want to know what your opinions were. It went real quiet right there.
I'll break the ice. I think Tucker, he hits that spectrum, that gray matter that a lot of interviewers don't want to hit. Wow. And I look forward to a lot of his interviews. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I look forward to a lot of his interviews.
I agree. I'm the same way. Like I can look at Tucker Carlson's interviews and be like, how does he do it? Like, how does one have the courage to just have those opinions on that level? Do some go for a whole left field where I'm like, whatever, man, do you? And then other times I'm like, yo, he has a point. but when he interviews these people and they can just speak their minds and there's no censorship, there's no, I'm like,
I think that's what he gets. He gets that.
it just kind of makes you think a little bit, so I don't know. I just think that's
Are you a Tucker Carlson fan?
No, in no degree. I don't know him enough. I'm just seeing, I was watching an interview.
Him? No,
What? No. It was actually when I went to the Big Three and I was looking up interviews of Ice Cube, and Ice Cube was doing his podcast tour, and he was on Tucker Carlson talking about how the NBA wasn't helping out the Big Three. So that's why it's he was saying he wasn't getting any feedback or any people letting him on their podcast. So for him to be on Tucker Carlson, it's like obviously there's someone stopping him.
Was kind of blacklisted a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was blacklisted a little bit, but now he's getting active NBA players coming. So just remember, he did have an All-Star game, and Jaylen Brown showed up just after he signed that big deal with the Boston Celtics, making him the richest athlete. Sorry?
306 million?
I think it was like 306, 308, somewhere around there, around that ballpark. But that's some big money. You guys got to think about it. In the next 5 years, you guys are going to see guys getting paid, 600 million? Which is kind of ridiculous, right?
Every time they say it's like somebody has the biggest contract, it's like, man, they say this every year, okay?
Every time,
right? Until it gets exceeded by the next one. Yeah,
I remember when KG was the biggest contract. I remember when AI was the biggest contract. Like these contracts get changed.
Remember when Alvin Williams had a big contract?
Fucking ridiculous. That's crazy. It's like Mo Peterson's contract. Remember Mo Peterson's contract?
I will say, my dad used to watch Tucker Carlson nightly on a nightly basis, usually right after his dinner. And
interesting.
I feel sorry for any of you if you decided to visit at that time, because it kind of used to put him into this weird kind of negative look on life tailspin.
Wow.
Where he would question everything and think everything is controversial. And,
right. And that's why you can't go too deep into that rabbit hole, because it's like, it does kind of influence your thoughts, right? So,
and respectfully to the Americans take the news really seriously, really seriously.
True.
Right. I was watching that guy that escaped from that prison in Pennsylvania, that Daniel Cavalcante. He was on the loose for 2 weeks. I was glued. I love it. Hear about this? This is like prime American news right here. He escaped and was on.
What was he convicted of?
He murdered his ex.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I saw about that. I saw that.
What'd you do though?
That's the question we need to ask.
That's what I want to know. Like, if your girlfriend or your boyfriend kills you, there's probably a reason for it.
Wow.
Like, come on. Let's be honest.
We might have just lost a few female viewers on that one.
Our dad did the same. He does the same thing. Not that though. He watches CNN like religiously. That's his program, But he would read the Toronto Sun and the Toronto Star, so he would get both, perspectives on the news. You know what I mean? So he's been doing that since I was a kid. So yeah, it's crazy how, like Ryan, you were saying earlier, to kind of come back to that, how we get our news from outlets that we can, sift through it and be like, okay, this is. And I think there was if I remember correctly, there was Neil deGrasse Tyson had someone on his podcast. Can't remember his name, but there's a news program or a news app that you can filter out the news that you are receiving. So, it's kind of cool. Anyways, moving forward, man. Babcock,
should we filter the news?
Well, there you go. That's another
question.
Well, they're filtering it in Canada. Remember, they just passed the bill, so
what is
you
that?
can't see any news online. So all local outlets, you got to watch the TV, or you got to go to
they have
their
apps
website.
where you can actually websites.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Did they do that because too much people were, it would snowball and people were getting too
this is the conspiracy side of me. I just believe there's a lot of things in the news that they have to tell the audience, the people, but now that they're censoring it, the people aren't hearing it. So it's just like a perfect timing, because the aliens are saying aliens exist, all this, it's all getting censored, so no one's actually finding out what's actually happening anymore.
Wow.
What about this the alien corpses that they found in Mexico?
In Mexico, right?
How fake did those look to you, or how real?
Honestly,
Can we pull it
I saw
up? Can we
another
pull it
picture.
up? Can we pull it up?
I'll pull it up.
That looks like a paper mache project
No,
from
what
my
the
fifth grade class. Get that out of here.
They couldn't come up with something better.
That was
Right.
legit it.
That was the picture. This is the whole thing.
Jamal, doesn't it look like Egypt? The what's it? Not what was his name again? Hanak Tuk.
The tour guide.
Not Hanji. No,
That's one of the most upsetting pictures.
Like a
I've seen in
sarcophagus?
a long time.
a sarcophagus.
I don't know. So
Wow, that's so
It's
fun.
kind of wild how they had two, right? Because if you only have one, it's like, really, you got this
But
one.
two.
But then the fact that they have two, it's like, holy shit. Now there's a plague. We have this alien plague, right? And it brings a little bit more truth to it that you found like
and they came in this nice little cute box.
It's
the
so
box
fun.
is funny.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I need to
saw
look
that it
this
kinda
shit
looked like
up.
clay.
Right. What's this whole Babcock NHL thing, Drew?
Oh shit! Like I mean, like I said earlier, there's such a thing as too much Babcock in a conversation, and I don't want to jump onto the Babcock as you suggested earlier, but I will touch on the subject a little bit. He used to coach the Maple Leafs, as you know. He's famous for coaching the Detroit Red Wings to at least a couple Stanley Cups at some point, and then he was pretty much known as the best hockey coach on the planet, and was selected by Hockey Canada to coach the Team Canada team that when they finally put NHLers back in the Olympics. So the equivalent of that in America would be coaching the Dream Team, right? So
Wow.
he coached Team Canada to Olympic gold. There was the Sidney Crosby golden goal moment and all that shit. And right after that, the Maple Leaf offered him pretty much $500 million, the key to the city, everyone's firstborn son, to come coach the Maple Leafs. And he was supposed to bring it to the promised land, my brother. He was supposed to bring the Maple Leafs to the top of the mountain, but he barely got us in the playoffs. What he did the first year here is he helped us finish dead last in the whole league, which then let us win the lottery and then draft my son, Austin Matthews. So I will thank him for that. But he never brought us that deep in the playoffs. He never won a playoff round for us. And we pretty much fired him. The Leafs fired him, and then we're on contract to pay him to stay home for another 4 years, I think, after they got rid of him. So he's been sitting home on ice, pretty much just waiting for another chance to come in the league. Now, what happened when he coached the Leafs is that he took little cute Mitch Marner and he used him as a pawn against his own teammates. So he told Mitch Marner one night, listen, I want to get to know the teammates a little better. So how about you, in privacy, with my confidence, let me know which players stay out late, which players like to drink a little bit, which players like to womanize a little bit. Just tell me and I'll keep it to myself. And Mitch Marner actually trusted him, being a little naive as he is, told Babcock all the information he wanted to. And Babcock used that against Mitch Marner. He went into practice the next day and called people out name by name, telling them what Marner had told them. Kind of isolated Marner and made him an enemy a little bit. So that's the kind of dirty trick he plays.
Yo, that's fucked up, bro.
That was
Probably getting a
fucked
pay
up,
cut,
right?
pay bonus.
So now he's in Columbus and he's telling players that he wants to look at their phone and he wants to get to know them a little better, and looking at their videos in their phones and shit, them boning their wives, boning mistresses or whatever they're doing. And then he's playing those videos at practices.
So
to embarrass people and blackmail them.
Yo, Ryan Paul, Deion Sanders, Colorado, coaching his son. You think he's favoriting his son? I don't think he is, but he's getting some flack. And then he calls out the reporters for saying, like, no, you know, he deserves the play he's getting.
They thought that Colorado was going to go 1-11. They thought that they were going to finish as one of the worst teams in the conference, one of the worst teams in America. And Deion has completely changed that program in just 2 games already. Shadur Sanders is a stud at quarterback. I know you see the L on his chest instead of the C. L for leader. On the other side of the ball, Travis Hunter, D for dog. I mean, he's bringing a completely different culture to Colorado. The reporters, they don't like it. You know, Americans, we don't like change that quick. And Deion Sanders, prime time, just talking his talk.
Coach Prime.
Yeah, Coach Prime is out at the front. He's really doing the thing. So I'm a big fan of his. There's going to be haters, and I like it because the way that Deion responds to the haters, he just lets it fuel them. It's pure entertainment. It's great to see.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And it's Deion Sanders. It's Deion Sanders.
Shadur, what's his name? Shadur Sanders, right?
Sanders, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I
Or should we just
recently
call him
looked
Junior?
up a little bit of history on Deion. I'd almost forgotten what a kind of high-level athlete he was, man.
Dude,
Like,
he was the man.
Remember, he was a
he has
two-player
couple
athlete.
Yeah.
records, right?
What was
He
his
has
name?
one record
What?
where-
Not the Flash. What was his name back in the day?
Primetime.
One
man.
time.
Primetime. There we go. Yeah. Primetime.
Yeah.
Primetime.
He's got
Before
one
social
stat that
media,
I forgot
before
about.
yeah, he
Only
had it.
player in history to hit a home run and score a touchdown in the same week, and I think he might have done it on the same day.
That's
He was
crazy.
doing some incredible shit, man.
He has amazing tweets too, like very spiritual, very uplifting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very like wholesome, God, like family motivation. Like, yo, get to it. Like, keep going. You know what I mean? So yeah, Skip Bayless
He's a
said.
different breed.
Yeah,
to be
Skip
honest.
Bayless said that he might be the best college coach of all time. That's what and Skip Bayless is saying that, that's like God of football, right? Like he is an Oklahoma
Bayless says
City.
some crazy ass shit though, also all the time.
But
I guarantee you, there's going to be.
Remember,
a
he's a
trend
Cowboy
starting now
alumni
with this
too,
whole
so
crime
Skip
stuff.
would say some crazy nonsense too. So
Yeah, he really does.
But Drew, what?
Now, remember I said this, right? I feel like there's going to be a little trend starting now with this whole Coach Prime thing, because I think you have this coach who's a former player, Pro Bowler, NFL Hall of Famer, perennial All-Star, and all that. That has to be good for recruiting, right? So you're going to have a lot of these high school students that are going to want to play with Coach Prime. He's got the reputation, all the things you talk about, the motivational speaker, and he's cool, man. Like, I'm thinking, how much cooler would it be to play for Coach Prime than crusty-ass Nick Saban, who probably cannot relate to these players whatsoever, right? At the end of the day, the teams are at least 60% black players, right? And you guys Coach Prime, who can probably relate to them a little more. So I wouldn't be surprised if down the line you start seeing former NFL players now being recruited by these colleges to start being coaches, because it's going to help in the recruitment process.
Nicely said.
Well said. Well said. I'm trying to get this damn below.
I think to hit on that note, you're absolutely right. College football right now is seeing a change in the atmosphere, and Prime is actually ruffling some huge feathers right now. And these guys are not liking it whatsoever. He's going to get the big recruits to come to Colorado, never been to Colorado before, right? You're going to get all the 5-star athletes in the United States to come to Colorado. So it's going to be a big eye opener for a lot of these college football coaches, right? Yeah. So there's a change coming.
And they just won the NBA Finals too.
Wild.
Yeah. Speaking of NBA, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back. Avery Damo is going to hit us up with some NBA news. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously? You got to be kidding me. Offensive foul. What are you talking about? That's not playing a bunch of goose. Oh.
How are you feeling?
Never better.
And what about coaching? You're gonna have to find someone else.
We're in full damage control mode here.
You're a terrible coach.
I had to call your old high school.
Thank you. So you think if I coach a bunch of kids, that's gonna get me back to the league?
If you don't do this, your basketball career is over.
Coach?
Can you guys co-coach or something?
I don't need an assistant.
Why are you getting mad?
I'm not mad. When I'm like this, that's mad. This is not mad.
Can't score unless you shoot. Last time I checked, shooting wins.
The high school hero that didn't need nobody, but I got 23 winning seasons. Can you say that?
I can make this team better, but you gotta listen to me. Hey, kid.
He's just about to start his last year of high school.
I want you to meet Joe Sue.
So we need a guy in an apron.
Oh! That's got G! That's it! Practice.
Now hard dribble, counter rock. Push. On the inbound, come and get the ball. Only shoot threes.
Life is about making choices, and you're gonna have to make one soon.
What is going on here, guys? Talking!
You're leaving?
You want me to turn down an NBA contract? What the hell is worth staying here for?
Us?
Warrior strong on three. 1, 2, 3,
Warrior strong! What are you doing? You're giving them the game.
Calm him down.
Calm me down?
Hey.
This is calm.
Charlie, I will take you for a walk in 2 seconds as soon as we are done. Avery Adamo, hit us up with the NBA. Ryan Simpson's Cleveland Browns.
NBA update of life.
Here we go.
No Moscow moves. I like the cup.
That's great. And he did it nice and slow too with his charm.
Just had to represent clearly.
Yeah, because he has the filter on. What's the filter? Look good. What's the look good filter?
Oh, the what do you call it?
Jamal, how do I? Avery, before you start, my bad. Jamal, how do I get this light? Please
hit 10%. 10%.
Remember? Yeah, you remember Derek from Florida? You'd be like, all right, so 10%. That's it.
That's it.
Smooth.
Wow, cool.
It took you a while. Okay, so NBA. I won't even start with the NBA. I'll start with the World Cup. Fucking USA places 4th in the World Cup, which is ridiculous. But to be fair, their team was a bunch of scrubbitos. So there's not one guy on the team that's going to be on the Olympic team. Literally. Anthony Edwards is the only guy that will probably that team will probably be at the tryouts, but none of those guys are fucking making the team. Like let's be honest. Like LeBron doesn't want any of them. You guys place 4th. Get the fuck out of here. They lost to Canada. They lost to multiple teams. Canada placed 3rd too. So it's not even like Canada should have been that tough of a matchup. And both of them USA should have won this, and Canada should have placed 2nd probably. They both had the most NBA talent on their teams. And then you got Germany winning it with Dennis Schroeder playing like an absolute legend, and then Serbia placing 2nd with Boban Bogdanovic. I think that's how you say his name. I'm probably fucking that up, but he was killing it too on Serbia. But that's the World Cup situation right now. LeBron currently is trying to recruit his own squad of people. So he's talking.
Sorry, are we surprised?
Of the recruiting?
Are we surprised, LeBron?
I'm surprised that the recruiting has started directly after they lost. I like how they didn't even wait a minute. He just immediately started tweeting about it.
Are we surprised LeBron is recruiting?
Good to make this possible. But yeah, I think that their team is probably gonna just dream team part 6 at this point. I don't fucking know. But
Ryan was saying that America doesn't care that they didn't place, like, because they lost to Canada. They don't even.
I think America. I think America cares, but I think that it's clear that the guys didn't play because it's a back-to-back year here. Why would LeBron risk playing right now when next year the Olympics is coming up?
Right.
Good point.
So it's a risk to play. Like you have absolutely no time off this next 2 years if you were to play right now. So
does anyone know? Do they get paid to play for the Olympics?
I don't know.
No,
I'm gonna say
they don't.
No,
they don't.
It's just like every
right,
all the accommodations.
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment for your country, and then
I think
you
that'd
get
be kind of wrong if you got paid.
I think you do get paid.
Not.
I know soccer players get paid.
For the world for FIFA,
soccer players get paid.
Yeah, because they wanted U.S. women and men to get paid the same amount because they're both representing the country. So I know that there is pay in soccer. I'd assume that there's pay in basketball.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's at, you're talking about Olympics, yeah, Ryan? So I just pulled this up here. It says Olympic athletes don't usually receive a traditional salary for competing in the Olympics. Unlike in other sporting events, they do receive bonuses if they earn a gold, silver, or bronze medal. So
that's what we call a couple million.
You win, you get
bonus.
something.
Yeah.
Hey, certain countries pay a lot more according to for a medal, depending on where you are too, right? Like I know China, some of these communist countries, they offer a lot of money, where in LeBron's situation probably doesn't need a lot of money. You know what I mean? So yeah, it depends what country you're from, also.
Yeah, I think that realistically, the USA is probably just going to come back and dust everyone in the Olympics, but. That's if they all come.
Czechoslovakia might come.
That's if the USA actually comes and everyone plays. In the NBA world, though, we still have Harden and Lillard not bitching about wanting to get the fuck out. They have yet to be traded, but I'm sure it will probably happen at some point. If it doesn't happen in the offseason, I think it will happen within the first month of the NBA season. They'll both I can't see Lillard really like sitting out or not really participating, but Harden's pulled it before, man. He'll just drop 10 points a game and then just look like doesn't want to be there, and then he'll end up getting traded right away.
Who do you think's to be?
Hasn't it already been picked?
Steve Kerr.
Is it Steve Kerr?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Kerr.
Good
For
question.
the Olympics, it's Steve.
Hey, Blue Jays lost Drew. They lost 10-0 to the Rangers, brother.
Just got destroyed.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, how the Guardians doing?
You know, we're slipping a little bit. We're not going to make the playoffs. If I'm being honest.
The edit looks amazing. It looks like you're not even
You're
here.
seeing it, right?
What, you mean this? Do I even have a filter on?
You know what I mean? Bob Iger would want you hired.
This is what it's like to sit through wardrobe, I guess. I mean, I feel all beautified with this filter on.
There you go. What's next, man? What do we got?
Can we give a shout out to what was that girl's name that won the U.S. Open?
Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauffs. Yeah,
Coco Gauff. I just had like a deja vu. I feel like we did that before. Like I.
Did anyone watch the match?
I did not.
I did
no.
see some of the match, man. The highlights there.
I didn't.
It was pretty impressive, man. I got to give it to her. She played a really strong match. And I feel like she had a lot of extra pressure on her, just playing in her home country, trying to win in front of the home crowd. It probably gave her a lot of extra energy too, but she still had to fight through some nerves. She said it was the first time she ever seen her dad cry, so that was quite an emotional moment. And it was just nice to see, man. It was nice to see just a good, happy moment. You know what I mean? We came through this whole pandemic shit, and it's good to get back to these sports moments that I missed out on. That
person she beat, Sabalenka, she's going to be the number one, or she is, as we're filming this podcast, she is now the number one player in female tennis. She was hitting like 116 mile an hour serves, and Coco returned every single one. I'm not going to sit here and say anything like technical or expertise about tennis, but man, was that so entertaining to watch. Just every shot that Sabalenka would just smash, Coco got it. It was very, very entertaining. So
no ifs, ands, or buts. It was a clean win.
Where would she rank in the men's division, though?
I see. Tennis is a little different though, because I feel like can't the doubles? Can it be like a double,
mixed.
like a? Yeah, they're okay. I like how tennis does that. That's dope.
Yes.
That is dope. All right. Surprise segment.
Yeah, go on.
Top 3 things on your mind right now. Avery, go ahead. Boom.
Top 5 things on my mind right now.
3 on your thing.
Top
three right now. Go.
I don't know. John McEnroe probably doesn't think that Coco would rank very high.
Okay. And number 2.
CP3 should start on Golden State Warriors this year.
Wow.
That's my second thought.
Number 3.
And my third thought is T-Mac, Mello, and Dwight Howard should all get signed by LA.
Wow. Okay. Top 3 things on my mind right now. Avery, I disagree. I disagree with you. I think that CP3 shouldn't start. I think that CP3 is top 5 players that bail on their team. And I'll say this, James Harden is top 1, KG is top 3, and CP3 is another one. And I'll tell you why. Because every time CP3 does well on a team, he gets injured. And then he leaves. So he did that on
CP3's fault, man.
Because it's like he's the nice guy. He's the nice guy. He'll nice you up. He'll get your team. He'll bring you to the, and then he's out. He's out.
Let me make an example for you. That's like I hire you to do a movie. Yeah, you got to do some rambunctious shit in. You break your leg, and then I fire you, and then I go around telling people that you actually were the one that fucked up. Like that's the bullshit.
So you flush it? You flush what I said?
That's ridiculous, man. How you gonna do CP3 like that?
I don't like CP3, man. I just feel like he keeps
I think that's what it comes down to.
All right. Number 2, grateful to be here. That's just number 2 on my mind. And number 3, I have a flight tomorrow. So on the flight, I'm gonna read a few books and I'm gonna hang out and I'm excited about that. Those are the 3 things on my mind right now. Jamal, 3 things on your mind right now.
Okay, 3 things on my mind. I have a dangerous kink in my neck.
Yikes.
And why I'm sitting like this. Like my range of motion is like, oh man.
Wow.
2. Number 2, Israel Adesanya, like what the hell is going on? Like, please explain to me where your mindset was when Sean Strickland broke your face.
Wow.
Number 3, our New Balance shoes coming back in style. It's completely random.
Wow. Dwayne Dean, top 3 things on your mind right now.
Yeah.
NBA.
Dialogue. Wonderful.
I like
wonderful. Ryan Paul, I'm coming to you last. Andrew Hinkson, top 3 things on your mind right now.
Top 3 things on my mind. My favorite show right now, the Winning Time Lakers series.
Wow.
The fact that Hockey season is now less than
Time out.
30
Time
days
out.
away.
You're watching that show?
I'm watching Winning Time religiously every
You
Sunday. I do not
recommend
miss
it?
an episode.
Bro.
What's that?
You recommend it?
Oh my God, I highly recommend it. IMDb has it rated 8.3.
Say less. All right, say less. I keep seeing it, but I just never
What's Rotten Tomatoes
You
have?
need to watch it, Jamal. You need to watch it. I've watched the first season. I haven't watched the second season yet, and I enjoyed every episode that I watched.
Hey, are you
Season two
like a
just-
basketball historian, dude? Because did it not bother you that some of it is quite fictional?
I mean, fiction sells.
Right.
Okay.
That shit bothers me. I watched the first episode, and after the first episode, I was like, I can't get into this. It's just like, if I'm gonna make a show on the '96 Bulls, and then it's like I don't talk about Rodman doing some gay shit. It's fictional, okay? there was a lot of questionable shit Rodman did during those times. It should be talked about, okay? I'm not like
Right.
you should just make up things, is my point. That's not fair. That's not fair to those people. Keep the story true.
There you Oh,
Just
just
to
to
ask, was this made during the writer's strike? Okay.
No. It was probably made before the writer's strike. I saw Oppenheimer,
Nice.
great film. So I saw Barbie, and now I saw Oppenheimer. I thought it was a great film, and it was funny because the 3 hours, just like the way Christopher Nolan shot it visually, incredible. He did it in ways that it just kept going, action packed. You're moving, you feel like you're not sitting and getting stagnant. Really well done. So I give it like Drew says, 4 popcorn stars out of 5. Drew, number 2 thing on your mind right now. There we go. Thank you, sir. Jamal.
Number 2 thing on my mind, the hockey season is now less than 30 days away. I think we're down to 28 days left till my beloved Maple Leafs take the ice again. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And number 3, I bought a bag of Ruffles regular chips earlier today that I have yet to open. And when the podcast is done, I will be hitting those up because I didn't want to be crunching during the pod. So
Hey,
Ruffles regular chips.
You are a pro, sir, because that's
Thank
going to
you.
mess with the audio. That's how you know you're an actor. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Brian Boyle. Top 3 things on your mind right now. Top 3 things on your mind right now.
Now the first thing on my mind is Ruffles, sour cream and cheddar are the best chips Ruffles puts out there. So I respect your desire for the regular Ruffles potato chips. Are they wavy or are they the rippled one?
I got the rippled ones. Yes, sir.
Extra
Yes, sir.
crunch.
Yeah.
Decent chip, I'll give you that. But number 2, my Cleveland Browns. They've been on my mind all week. I mean, you talk about Victory Monday. It's Victory Wednesday. That's how good I feel about this team.
Nice.
We might actually do the damn thing, and we're only 1 game in. So check back with me in a couple weeks. Hopefully this doesn't age for
I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Number 3 thing on my mind. I have a flight tomorrow. Have not packed a thing.
Neither have I. Neither have I. Neither have I. Did you get one of those? Put your suits in it and you roll it up. Did you get one of those?
My cousin let me send my measurements to him because he got the suits. So shout out to my cousin. Shout out to Alan Sid on the marriage this weekend. It's gonna be beautiful. They purchased the suit instead of renting it for great quality price, good suit and everything. The only thing is I wasn't there to try it on, so I sent my measurements and everything is way too short. So I have to fly in, go to the tailor, and then drive up. So it's
and you should just rock it. That'd be funny.
But I think I'm just gonna cram that thing in there, Jamal. I'm just gonna literally roll it up into a ball.
Well, now you're an actor. You just fly in, go to the wardrobe fitting, and then the wedding. Then that's the gig. You know,
I gotta tell him put on my filter as soon as I get there.
Is that everybody?
That's everybody.
There you go. That's it. That's all she wrote, man.
That's what our final thoughts were. That's what we're doing.
Well, no, there you go. I switched it up for season 3.
That worked. Right. I like it.
I do want to mention I do miss you guys.
Ditto.
It feels nice back into this little rhythm.
Back into the rhythm of the boogie the beat.
Looking forward to a good season 3. And definitely looking forward to more sports events.
We're still gonna get this game going, this 3-on-3 game.
We will.
I think we should do a
Gnarly, I'm taking you for a walk soon, like right now.
Sports trivia competition between the panel. We should conduct a sports trivia, like
which panel member knows the most sports history or whatever the case might be.
If mine is purely basketball, I will destroy.
We gotta Jeopardy it. We gotta Jeopardy, have questions all across the board, every sport.
Yeah, I will struggle in every other sport other than
I'm
basketball.
down.
Fucking
shouts out to Warrior Strong. I know
Hey.
we talked about it earlier in the podcast, but once again, shout out to Warrior Strong and all the beautiful actors in it and
Yes. And Avery, you were there too, bro. So I'm saying this because I respect it for what it is. Your energy on the set was good times. We had great energies and great conversations, man. And that, if you listen to LeBron, what does he always talk about? He talks about support team and the people that you have around you. So, and Morgan Freeman said that about sets. He's like, when you make a movie, it's the experience that you have on the set. So, dude, thank you for being a part of it and making it a memorable experience and letting us use your jet skis and dust off the water thing it. So, but yeah, I appreciate it, man. You know,
man, I didn't tell you this, but I snuck in the background in a few of those shots.
Are you serious?
I may be in that movie.
Look again. All right, man. Well, if anyone has anything else to say, well, Dwayne, you gotta take us out, man. You're our guest. Like,
is there a special line that I have to say to take us out, or
so if we don't like it, we flush it. So if you want, you have a beautiful home. I did want to say that when we first hopped on the pod, you have a beautiful home. Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you'd like to use like a Japanese toilet, you can use a Saitan toilet. No,
an old school pull the lever toilet.
You know, like you can use there's different types of. Hold on, can I?
You know, in Germany, they have square buttons on the back of the toilet that you press, like large square buttons. I don't know. I love that.
You have an American standard toilet, okay? You have a one-piece toilet. You have a two-piece toilet. You have a portable toilet. You have a dual flush toilet, a cyclone toilet. So you can pick any toilet that you want, but either way, you got to say flush.
Okay. I love a Canadian toilet, but you gotta flush it.
Flush that shit.
Hey, Dwayne, we appreciate you hopping on, man.
Flush that shit.